Hi guys. Hi LeeAnn. How are you? What's up? I don't know. I had this live schedule for a couple weeks and just kept not doing it. I hate doing it without not having a guest. It's more fun with other people. So I thought I'd do the open panel chat and uh, I sent an email to a few people that I had emails for. But if anybody else is interested, I can put the link down too. Yeah. So anyway, I was kind of having an energy low, so I made myself a little coffee shake. Hello, Autumn. How are you? Hello, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. How are you? Welcome in, Huga Homestead. So that's it. Just doing Father's Day. Made some lunch, and I'm gonna make him dinner too, so he gets two nice meals out of it. We had fish and broccoli and bread for lunch. Having some iced coffee too. Yeah, I made a homemade one. I just kind of, I'm out of one of my medicines and kind of drag a little bit when I don't have it. But anyway, I have it now. It's just going to take a little while to get back in my system. So, yep, that's how it goes, I guess. So, not doing too much. Join the Christmas in July fairies put on by Dana's Wonderlust Crochet. I did that. It's my second year to do that one, I believe. I wouldn't have even known it was happening except for I saw it on Crocheting with LeeAnn. So that's the only reason I knew about it. I would like to get with Dana and ask her questions about how she set up her giveaway to see if there's a specific reasons why she did things the way she did. Because maybe I would make a couple of changes to mine if I knew what her reasons were. Like, she decided to do her collab without putting a hashtag on it. So I'm sure there's a reason for that. Maybe the reason is they need to go to the playlist instead of just trying to look at the hashtag. That way everybody gets an equal chance of getting a view out of it. She also does it where the people can't enter each other's, which I think would cut down on the views and the new people they get, because the other collaborators supporting them is part of the growth. Like, I went through everybody in the collab, every single person, and I watched 2 videos and made friends with each channel, and I shared out their Christmas in July video to be supportive. So I don't think they're all going to do that for me, but that's just how I am. I'm gung-ho. I try to follow through all the way, and I want them to have some growth on their channel from the collab, so the collab will keep going. And I want it to stick, because I know if I do it, it's going to stick. Some of them I even watch one video and put 2 in the watch later list, because I want to make sure it would last, because you never know. Like, somebody who does a collab like that today might do one tomorrow, and if you don't have all your stuff turned on, you wouldn't know about it. So there's that. So if anybody's interested in joining the Christmas in July fairies, I don't know if she's still taking fairies, but you could send her a email and ask her. Dana's Wonderlust Crochet. But there's if you go to her channel, there is 20 channels that join the collab, and it's one of those where they draw the semifinalist, and then they send the semifinalist a prize. Then they send all the semifinalists to Dana, and Dana puts them all in one hat and draws for one winner that gets a prize from every single channel. So if you're interested in joining her collab, she has a playlist with all the videos. And it's called Christmas in July. So if you go to Dana's Wonderlust Crochet, there's a playlist called Christmas in July 23. And you can go enter all those. And mine, I have my video giveaway pinned to the top of the chat. There's no criteria for it. You just go make a comment on the video. There's a specific thing that I asked for in the video for you to put in. But other than that, anybody can enter it. Just no criteria. Hello, Mary Ellen Sunflower Girl. How are you? So I was excited to join that one. Hers is really successful. I think she got 120 people in hers last year. So but so far she has 20. There seems to be some popping on all day. And I don't know how long they have to put their videos out, if they only have a week or if they have 2 weeks. But anyway, it's cool. Thank you to anybody who's watching this on the replay. I know sometimes you watch things in the replay like long ways from the time, and I just wanted to say that for anybody that might be listening. Hello, Nancy, our treasured home. So, yep, Christmas in July fairies. That's what I have going on right now in gardening. I have a pumpkin in my garden. It's about this big, and then I have another one that's like that big. And I found my 4 o'clock seeds yesterday. There's actually more, but I put some in the seed container, and then whatever didn't fit in the seed container was this much. So I'm going to plant these this year, and whatever's in my new seed container, that's going to be planted next year. But these are actually ones that'll keep coming back. So I have to be careful about where I plant them because it has to be where I want to keep them. But 4 o'clocks seem to look a lot like, to me, they look like pansies. But, so I don't know what color they are. I looked at some pictures of them. And they do look really pretty, but there's a lot of different colors. I think it was Simply Jan Homestead that sent me these. Hello, Mind Raindrop Life. How are you? So, drinking some iced coffee. Needed a little bit of caffeine. I did not win the salsa contest. I thought I like my salsa chunky. So I thought other people like their salsa chunky. But supposedly the 3 that won, they blended theirs up to where it was just like a liquid. Which I think mine was better because I put, tomato, jalapeno, cayenne, lime, garlic powder, cilantro, salt. Did I say garlic? Garlic and garlic powder. So I thought chunky was better. But anyway, I guess for the thing, he's like, well, if you do it next year, you could do it that way. I'm like, but I like the way I did it. But I mean, I guess I could try again. But right now I don't want to try again because I'm like, mine didn't even get an honorable mention. And I was cutting tomatoes. Like, my video making the salsa is coming out tomorrow. So it looked like I was chopping tomatoes like this, right? But it was not going that fast. It was cut down for like 20 minutes. It was like 20, 30 minutes just chopping all those tomatoes. Not to mention chopping the cilantro and the little pieces of garlic and the peppers themselves. And definitely the cayenne peppers are hotter than the jalapenos. Did for sure figure that out. Half and half for thickness. Yeah, that's an idea. I do, in a way, I do think it would be nice to have some of your peppers chopped up. Because when you feel that pepper on your tongue, your instinct is to take it out instead of bite it. But that's for somebody who doesn't actually like someone who doesn't actually like hot stuff too much. And I wish I had videoed when I tried. Okay, so I couldn't find, what I did was I just got a pile of clean spoons and put them there, and I kept testing it. Well, one time I tested it, was not on the camera, and it would have been hilarious if you would have seen it because it was so hot. I just know my face was turning red. I got one of those Cayennes, My Wild Helm. Hubby said he thought it was medium heat. He said it didn't even taste hot. And then all of a sudden, it got me at the back of my throat, is what he said. Yeah, a little bit of caffeine, and you have a huge cup. Yes. Well, it's got almond milk in it, too. It's got like a little bit of cold coffee. And I put some of that instant coffee in there too. I used to do it without the instant coffee, but it gives it more coffee flavor. And then I put some cocoa powder. I put a pack of sweetener in there. I put a little bit of vanilla extract. I put some creamer, like powdered creamer. You could do liquid creamer if you have that. And like 4 cubes of ice. And I think that's it. And then I just blend it until the ice is broke down. So this doesn't even have any chunks of ice in it. It's completely a liquid. I try not to have caffeine late in the day, but I did not do this. I had this live set up for 2 weeks and did not come and do my live. I just wasn't in the mood. And I didn't have a guest. So I decided today I'm going to do it. And then right before I was about to start, I kind of hit that little low thing. And I said, well, I'll make myself an iced coffee and I'll drink that while I'm on and I won't get tired. So that was my plan. All the people I sent the link to didn't come up. So I'm going to try to see if I can put the link out on the chat. But you have to show your face and I have to know you to put you up. Because there have been some, well, just to be honest, there's been some flashers going around. I was on a live the other day where somebody was flashing themselves on the live. And the person thought they knew them, but apparently they did not. So, got to be a little sensitive. And then that same person, like about 30 minutes after, was trying to get up on my friend's live. And she's like, no. And she might have pulled that person up, but I just warned her. I was like, I don't think you should. If you don't know them, don't pull them up. Yeah. I have my moods. I do want to go out and plant my seeds. What I did was, it was so hot earlier. I went and got some dirt from the other side of the yard and hauled it over. So it's completely ready. So tonight, a flasher. Basically a man who shows himself without clothes. That's a flasher. Sorry, I had to explain that, but somebody asked the question, okay? Here's the question. I did not say that on my own. They asked the question. There's your explanation. Hello, Lynn the Okie. How are you? It happened to me once, too. But the person was in my backstage, and I never pulled them up, but they showed stuff in the backstage, right? So I'm the only one that saw it. So, of course, my face turned really, really bright red, and Nancy with Our Treasured Home was up that day. But that's been happening, and they'll go up on girls' channels or guys' channels. They don't even care. Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if some people might think I was weird for saying that, but somebody did ask me what it was, so I explained. Yeah, no live mystery shows. But see, in the backstage, I was the only one that could see. But it was still embarrassing for me because I felt like people could see, or people could see me singing, or I don't know. I can't explain it, but yeah, they're doing that again. Is it a summer thing, Nancy? I don't know. I didn't know there was a time of year on that. Hi, Crystal's Place. How are you? I just laugh. I don't know why they do. I don't know why they come up and do stuff like that, because people just laugh at them. Like, even the guys were laughing, the girls laugh. Everybody just laughs. So I don't understand why they would think that's cool, but hey, what do I know? Because school is out. So you think it's teenagers? Wow. I guess it could be. Hello, Creative Redundancy. Hello, Chase with Glitch69 VR. How are you? Chase, what up, Chase? Do I have any moderators in here today? I don't know if I'm even in my own live. If anybody has the capacity to share this out in their community tab, that'd be awesome. Look at there. I got somebody who wants to come up with me.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Good. I'm good with my caffeine here, without this.
Hi, y'all. Just been crocheting.
Yeah, I wanted to go do some gardening, but it's so hot. That's the only thing about doing an activity outside that you like to do. The weather kind of messes with you. But tonight when I go out and water, I'm going to plant my 4 o'clock seeds that I wanted to plant and check on everything. I didn't get to water this morning because I was going to church, and it did rain last night, I think. Was it last night or the night before? I can't remember now, but it rained one night, and I got out of water in one day. But I got to water it today. I do have some new seeds out. And my wild garden has cantaloupe, honeydew melon, pumpkins, sugar baby watermelons, and birdhouse gourds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got all that. That's out there in the wild garden where it can kind of, those are all the vining plants.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it out there. That way it can grow back there toward the fence. My husband's like, oh, I can't mow. I couldn't mow over there because your vines are starting. I'm like, well, I'm going to try to get them all going that direction. So after a while, he's not going to be able to mow down that road. It's going to be just, it's going to, I think I already have some little, I don't know, like at the end of the year, Mom and I buy these nice pumpkins and gourds and stuff. We put them on our porch for the fall. And then at the end of the year, I take those little pumpkins and stuff, and I don't do anything to them. I just let them sit in the wild garden, and then I throw compost, on them and stuff. And then they just start coming up on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some little tiny white gourds, and I think they're the gourds I bought at United last year. Like the little ones with the white and the striped kind of.
Oh,
you can get those specialty pumpkins. Mm-hmm. I believe it's one of those. That's what it looks like right now. Hello, our Georgia suburban homesteader. How are you? I know you were trying to call me, but I never did find your, not you, but her. I know you were trying to call me, but I never did see your number come up, and I was looking for it, and I was like, if I could figure out where, and I looked at your state to figure out where you were so I could look to see if I got a call from there, because I did put my phone number in the email because I know you had some questions you were going to ask me. Yes. Well, I got into a seed swap and I got a bunch of seeds from that. Plus I have friends that send me seeds, and because I do a lot of gardening stuff, people even put seeds in Christmas cards for me. So, you can get quite an assortment, or sometimes you'll just mention to your friend you like a seed and they'll just send it to you you're not even asking. They just do it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea, putting it in Christmas cards.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, just give me a call. I did email you my phone number. So the warty ones are fun. Yeah, last year I had gourds about this size. They were green and bumpy. And I got 13 of those. So after my garden got hit by hail last year, I kind of got really upset and I just left it. Well, late in the season, I left it. I stopped watering. I stopped doing anything to it. I was just mad at it. Didn't want to look at it because that's just anyway. That's just me. I was throwing a fit like a baby, and so I worked really hard composting it, getting it ready for this year. And I told myself, no matter what, if the hail got it, I was going to replant, no matter what. Well, those gourds started coming out like, I want to say in August, that plant started looking good. So I did start watering it, and I had those gourds. I think they came out sometime around Thanksgiving, like in November. So I watered it all the way from August to November. And I got 13 of those gourds, and then at the end, I put them all on my front porch. I didn't even have time to give them away. I wanted to at least get them out by Thanksgiving. And I just took all those gourds and spread them out throughout the wild garden area and just let them die there. They come back on their own. And so I know one of them could be that, some of the vines that are back there. I'm not going to be able to identify it till it has something on it and it turns the proper color that it's supposed to be. So it's a mystery. It's a mystery. Hopefully I didn't plant a bunch of one thing and not enough of another. We'll see. No, that's fine. I didn't want to miss your call. And, hello, Carlene Vassar. How are you? So I got my little 4th of July gnomes. You see this? I got this at Joann's last year.
Oh, it's so sweet. My husband loves those gnomes.
This one, I think, is just a little Dollar Tree gnome.
Yeah, he loves them. He loves all of them.
Get all my cute little 4th of July things out because, Nisi is my sister-in-law, and she's bringing Zayden down, and we're going to have she's going to stay here a week. So I'm trying to get all the cute 4th of July stuff out that I have. And, have a barbecue and party and have fun. Just do fun stuff. I need to figure out. I wanted to make slime while he was here, so I need to look up a recipe.
Oh, yeah.
I think he would really like that.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go to Michigan for 2 weeks.
Michigan? You got family there?
Uh-huh. Grandkids. 4.
4 grandkids? That's
awesome.
I may have some grandkids someday. The youngest just graduated, and no more kids in school after that. Oh, some kind of bug was on me. I'm sorry. I think it was actually a fly, but it was like a really big one. Never seen a fly that big. That was huge. Did I scare you?
I'm not fully awake, and boy, that's what it woke me up. Wow.
I just felt something on me all of a sudden. That's funny. That's just checking to see if you're awake, LeeAnn.
Yeah.
Cooking dinner right now. Hello, how are you? The budget preppers.
Hi.
Yeah, I hate flies too. I know it looked
Yeah, I
like
do.
something besides a fly, but when I got looking at it a little closer, I was like, I think it's just a really big fly. I don't know if I've ever
That's
seen a fly that big. It was
like a
huge.
horsefly. It might have been a
Yes,
horsefly.
maybe it was. Yeah.
I don't like those.
No, I made me think it was something else. I mean, I have to deal with enough critters out in the garden. One day I was
Mhm.
doing something. I was moving all. I have a area where I plant in tires, and I have cinder blocks that I have pots on. Kind of made it look pretty, I was trying to make it look pretty, but up underneath there, sometimes ants will try to compile there, and so every once in a while I'll take everything out and pour boiling water between the tires to keep the
Mhm.
ants from accumulating.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I was doing that one day. Come to find out, there was a little frog living in there.
Oh no. See, I don't like frogs.
I actually don't mind frogs. I used to play with them when I was little. Now, I don't know if I could hold them and play with them now like I did when I was a kid, but it didn't scare me once I knew what it was. And I made a little tiny video of it, but oh my goodness. Oh,
No.
that big worm again? No, I haven't seen it. But everybody's telling me that was a good worm. It was a really skinny, long. I mean, it was long. It was so long, I thought it was a snake, but it was real skinny and real pale looking. And I made a video and I was like, what is this? Because I wanted to know, was it a good worm or a bad worm? Like, do I get rid of it or do I let it live?
Mhm.
I don't know what little critters I'm supposed to remove. I do
We
know what the vine borer thing is now. It's the black and red one. And that one is bad.
we've killed 2 snakes in our backyard.
Really?
Mhm.
Mm.
I don't like snakes. I
I
don't
haven't
like
seen a
them.
snake in, I want to say it was 2 years ago in the summer, I think. Hello, Jessica's Dumpster Girls. How you feeling? I saw
Oh,
something about you having laryngitis. Pharyngitis, laryngitis, something like that. I think it's the one where you lose your voice.
mhm.
So I hope you're doing good. I'll say some prayers for you, Jessica. I did see that though. For aeration, yeah, they're good for aeration. I know there's some stuff that's bad, like Nicole Smith Gardening made a video of her little caterpillar thing. And I saw that caterpillar and I
Mhm.
thought, oh, it's a bad one. And I need to get rid of it because I saw it on my dill. But she's acting all excited about it. So now I'm confused. Is that a bad caterpillar or a good caterpillar?
Mhm.
I thought caterpillars would eat your vegetables up.
I do too.
But I mean, some people get excited about the caterpillars because they turn into butterflies later. But
Mhm.
at some point they're eating your vegetables. So I don't know. That
I
that
don't.
does,
Yeah.
that sounds like an enemy to me, not a friend. But I don't know. She
But
does.
if they're bad snakes,
Oh, all snakes are bad snakes to me. I don't like snakes.
yeah, I
I
don't want them
practically
in my
threw my
yard.
shoulder out trying to get away from a snake one time. It was inside the building, and I slipped on a rug and I think I might have dislocated my shoulder. But
Because
it
there
was
is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but there's
no.
like a swamp in the woods behind our house, and cottonmouth snakes like to come up here because it like when it rains here, frogs like to come up here in our yard, and they like to come in our yard.
Yeah.
So I don't like them.
Mm. I don't know what it is about snakes and spiders. I don't even really like worms. A lot of times I see the worms if I'm near the chickens. I'll take it in my little spade. I won't touch it, but I'll take it in my little spade and feed it to the chickens. I know that there's good purposes for them, but one year My garden, my whole entire zucchini bed was decimated by caterpillars. So I know they have a purpose. I'm sure it's a good one. But at the time, I was not very happy. One plant started looking a little sickly and it just kept going. And I did not know at all how to stop it. So that was that year. Yeah, I know. For ants, sunflowers can work. You're saying ants aren't bad for sunflowers? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what they're saying. For surgery.
Fake egg.
Oh, yeah. Like when you have chickens, you have fake eggs to show the little ones where to lay their eggs. So they're made out of like ceramic. So I have some in my chicken coop. So they must have ate it and then were choking. You're
What
so
kind of,
sweet. You're so sweet that you would do that. Because me, I'd be like, I wouldn't. I would leave the area and go inside. So yeah, and I couldn't touch it either. I don't know what it is. I've had the fear of snakes my whole entire life. Yeah, I know God created everything for a purpose.
yeah, but that's a
Whatever
rat
its
snake,
purpose is,
right?
I don't know. It's just they're mysterious the way they slither and move and they bite people, and I don't know. I can't explain my fear. I just have one. It's an unexplained fear. Yeah, dragonflies are cool. I like dragonflies. I don't go out of my way to kill anything. No,
Mm-mm.
no.
Mm-mm.
I'm a very soft-hearted person. Now, I wouldn't kill a snake just to kill. I haven't ever killed a snake in my yard, ever. Not once.
We feed
Actually,
our
I've never killed
squirrels.
a snake, period.
We feed our squirrels.
You do?
Hmm. I love them.
They are cute. They are cute.
We have about 8 of them that come, and we feed them peanuts and corn.
Yeah, I actually planted an extra squash plant that I
Mhm.
didn't uh, protect it with anything. I don't use any poison. I only use organic stuff. But I
Mhm.
actually planted a couple just for them to eat,
Mhm.
to keep them
Oh,
from the main bed. And I don't protect it at all, but I protect the other ones a little bit with more organic stuff. But so I do kind of do that. But the only thing I was worried about with those caterpillars is I wasn't worried about them getting the deal because the deal was already going to seed. I was worried about the ground cherries that were right next to it. And this is my first year with ground cherries, and I didn't want the caterpillars to get a hold of them. And then I didn't get to try the ground cherries. I want to be able to try the ground cherries. So I was worried about that because they're right next to each other. And I was just worried about not getting those. But other than that,
I don't blame. I mean, I understand.
if
We try to keep the caterpillars away from our tomato plants and pepper plants.
yeah, I do the like companion planting thing where you plant your marigolds with your squash to help with the squash bugs and stuff, and then you plant your basil with your tomatoes to ward off
Mhm.
certain bugs because a lot of bugs don't like the smell of basil. I don't even eat basil, but I grow it just for that purpose.
Mhm.
But I did actually have a recipe where I needed fresh basil, and I did go out there and harvest some.
Yes.
Yeah. Anytime I've ever seen a snake in my yard, I just go inside and leave it alone. I just leave it alone. Just like if I see a worm I don't like, I leave it alone. However, if you're going to go after my chickens you're going to get in trouble for that. That I
Yeah.
do not like because they're
Yeah.
like my little babies. So if you go after we do have live traps in our yard. So anyone who tries to go after our chickens gets a little trip. Not death, just a trip to somewhere else.
Yeah. Well,
They get to
garden snake.
go,
Man.
yeah. How many kids do you have, LeeAnn?
I have 2 kids and a stepson. I have boys.
Boys, all boys.
Yes, all boys.
I have 2 girls. One graduated this year, one graduated last year, and they're actually my stepdaughters. So they would be Niecey from Freehandly Made. They would be her nieces. So
Nieces,
my husband is her brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is my first year with Deal, and it did so well. So what I did was I took scissors and I cut down all of my dill. I spread the dill where I wanted it to come out next year
Mhm.
because I didn't, like I said, I didn't want those caterpillars on my ground cherries, and I've already harvested dill. I'm done with dill. So, but there's still like, a little bit of the stalk left in there because I wanted to keep, because if you pull it up, you're pulling up nutrients and stuff. So
Mhm.
I left the stalks in the ground, and I just don't want anything near my ground cherries. I want to be able to try them. I may hate them, but I have to try them first. I won't know. People keep asking me, what do they taste like? I don't know yet, but I'll know.
Mhm. When will you know? I mean, when will you harvest them?
How do you harvest them?
I mean,
You
yeah,
know
when
what?
will you?
What'd you
When
say?
will the ground cherries? When will you harvest them?
My friend said, do you know what a tomatilla is? Tomatilla?
Yes.
It's like the tomato that grows in that shell. Well,
Mhm.
it's in the tomatilla family, but it's a sweeter flavor,
Mhm.
and it gets a little hole on it that like a tomatilla, and then supposedly the little hole thing starts to split open,
Uh-huh.
and that's when you're supposed to harvest it. Plus, you
Oh.
can feel the little hole, and you can see if it's full or if it's still kind of empty.
Mhm.
And they also said it falls to the ground. So I've been looking at the ground, but I also been looking to see if I see any busted open. But they're yellow.
Okay.
So, and I don't know what the flavor is yet. I'll try to describe it once I
Yeah.
swallowtail also like parsley. Yes, I just harvested my parsley, and I'll show you the little container I got. I dehydrated it. This is all I got.
And that's good. That's a good amount, though.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
amount. This year I bought a baby pool, and I planted carrots in it. So next year I'm going to buy about 3 packs of parsley, and I'm going to plant the whole entire baby pool of parsley. That way I'll have enough, hopefully, to last like the whole year without buying parsley. So
Mhm.
yeah, I just dehydrated this. My pot was 2 trays full,
Mhm.
two trays on the dehydrator.
That's
And
good.
and I've already used some of it actually. But yeah, parsley. That that fly is over there. Ooh, I need to get
Oh.
fly swatter after it, or try to shoo it outside or something. I probably let it in when I was going in and out today. Take a mason jar, cut up tomatoes, dice basil, chop garlic, shake well, sit it on the counter for 2 days. Mix with salads and pasta. Mm. Is that like a salad dressing, or is that more like a pesto basil or pesto? What's it called? Pesto sauce.
Well, it sounds good.
Yeah, I'm hoping I get some of those really big tomatoes.
That's
And
what I would.
I've been wanting to try the tomato pie. Have you ever heard of tomato pie?
No. No.
Looks really good. This channel that I was watching, they like cut the big, huge like pink brandywine tomatoes, and they chopped them in big slices and layered it like lasagna. And they would put like basil and other good stuff, and then another layer, kind of like a lasagna. And they just layered it, and that looks so good. I really like tomatoes, so I think I would like it.
Mhm. My husband planted cherry tomatoes. He does the arrow, like the arrow garden.
Oh, the inside thing?
Hmm.
Also, like hydroponic kind of stuff?
Right, yeah, the hydroponics. I was afraid I couldn't pronounce it. So
Yeah, hydroponics. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I'm thinking about trying that. So far, right now, I have a grow light in the right here. This where you see
Uh-huh.
the curtain. That's our
Mhm.
utility room, and we have our washer dryer in there. And we have like our holiday stuff stored in there, so it's not like a
Mhm.
pretty room or anything. It's like a dungeon looking room. I tried to hang stuff up on the wall, and I tried to paint it, but still. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't go in there that much. But anyway, in there, right by the back door, is a like an old style baker's rack. You know, like what people used to put a microwave on back in the
Mhm.
day. Have one of those, and my husband hooked to the top of one of them that grow light, and I plug it right there where the washer is. There's
Mhm.
another plug, and I use that like starting about December, January, February time frame, and I grow stuff under there. This year I did tomatoes, and I did marigold flowers because I wanted my marigold flowers to be up before I planted my squash, to be
Mhm.
able to protect it with its lovely smell, which I like the smell of it, but some people don't. Anyway, so I think I'm going to do that again next year. As a matter of fact, I might even do some zinnias under there. It would be nice to have your garden started and already have your good flowers for pollinators already outside.
Mhm.
So
When
you do
he
some gardening too, or is it mostly your husband?
My husband, I help him sometimes, and he has a greenhouse in the backyard, and in the greenhouse we got pepper plants and the tomato plant. He's got jalapeno peppers, and we got banana peppers and bell pepper and one tomato plant. But the tomato plants are inside the house too,
Yeah.
because he wants to can the cherry tomatoes because he cooks with the tomatoes.
Hmm.
So he wants to put up, some tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he wants to make some salsa too.
We've done that before. We've canned up tomatoes.
Hmm.
One year we had a whole entire row of it over here on the side of the house, and we didn't. All we had over there was these flimsy tomato cages, and everything was falling over. So now we have T posts. So now we can just kind of get the stem and tie it with some kind of little tie, a little string. So I went
Hmm.
out there and tied them gently to that, so they would. Also if we get wind, because we get a lot of wind and hail over here.
Yeah.
I did have it this year. I did have some sunflowers taken down by the wind, and my husband went and cut them down for me. And then once I saw that, I was kind of sad, but also I was like kind of worried about all those vining plants underneath. So I went ahead and pulled all of them down so they could all get sun, and I left one going up in the middle.
Oh.
Tomato pie jelly this year. And if I get enough pickling cucumbers, I would like to make my very first dill pickles ever. So I
Yeah.
actually got pickling cucumbers with the seed swap this
Hmm.
year, hoping that I'll get enough. And what I want to know, maybe you guys can answer this because there's a few homesteader type people in here. How do you keep your cucumbers good so that you have enough to make your pickles?
Yeah, that's a
Because
good
like my
question.
zucchini, I pick them a few a day, right?
Hmm.
So they're just sitting there until I cook with them. But like on my since I'm getting them just to make pickles, how could I preserve them or keep them good long enough to make the whole batch because you're going to need like, what, 10, 20 cucumbers at one time? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I've never done it. So,
I guess it depends on how many jars you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. 6.
It's when my husband cans stuff like pickles and stuff, he does 8 jars or 6 jars. 6 to 8 jars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Marigolds going. Yeah, I did my marigolds under grow light this year. I just had like a pot, like a 1-gallon pot, and I just put like 3 or 4 in there and grew them under the grow light because there's enough space. And then when it came time, I just took them out individually and planted them, diagonally throughout the garden, those 4. Then I had some others that I had planted outside. And as they got bigger, I transplanted those. So up underneath all of my zucchini plants is like marigolds. You could see the orange popping through because it's there to protect. Because that's one of the things I learned from my dad is to plant them together. So I wanted and I think I'm going to do that again next year. I think I should do more because it's Texas. You could put stuff in the ground in May and you could put stuff in the ground in May and have plenty of time for a harvest. But getting those pollinating flowers and protecting flowers in the ground so that they're there to protect your stuff, I think is important. She said she refrigerates hers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm worried. I wish I could. I don't pickle them. Watched a video last week on cooked cucumber recipes from around the world. Want the link? Sure. Cucumber pancakes. I would be interested to try some zucchini pancakes, maybe. I'm actually on a thing now where I'm doing a zucchini recipe a week. So far I've done zucchini patties and zucchini bread. And then what am I doing next week? Oh, I'm doing zucchini cake. That'll be my next recipe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to try the bread and butter pickles because that's what my husband likes. Hello, Lori's World. How are you?
I love bread and butter pickles too.
Yeah, I like them too. He likes sweet pickles more than me, as far as like if he was just going to eat a pickle, he'd rather have a sweet pickle. Whereas I would rather have a big, fat, juicy dill pickle that's all
Yeah, I like dill pickles too.
So, but I can't eat the other ones. But I do like bread and butter pickles. They're really cool. So that's going to be my first pickles ever. That's my goal. We'll see. Ask me by August if I get this thing done. There's a bunch of little tiny ones on there, so I think I might get enough. I just don't know how many you need at one time to begin. I'm thinking at least 10 to 12.
Yeah, probably. I don't know because I don't know how many he had.
They're little. Pickling cucumbers are supposed to be shorter for some reason. So, do you have a problem with mosquitoes at all? We have heard lavender helps with them. Yes, we do have trouble with mosquitoes. Sometimes I plant stuff and it doesn't come up, and I get impatient and I plant something else. So in the middle of my flowers, where the lavender was supposed to come up, but I didn't plant it right, so it didn't, which maybe it'll come up in 2 years. Who knows? But anyway, in the middle of that, there was something that looked like a plant. It didn't look like a weed. And I was like, what is this? So I did the Google this and took the picture of it. It told me it was a mosquito plant.
Wow.
And I do remember Mackenzie Lindstrom gave me some of that like 2 years ago. So I must have planted it in there. And I looked at the picture online, and the leaves do look exactly like a mosquito plant. So I believe in the middle of my little small flower garden, is a mosquito plant. So this year, after I planted the lavender wrong, I bought some more for next year, and I'm going to try to do the cold stratifying thing where you put it in the refrigerator or freezer for a little while. I'm going to read the directions. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write myself a little note on the little seed container that I have, because I took it out of the packet, and I'm going to tell myself, to look it up first, or cold stratify. I'm going to put some notes on the outside of it to remind me for next year. Dehydrated. I dehydrate zucchini too, so I can make flour. Zucchini flour, that'd be cool.
Wow, I didn't know you did
I've heard people doing zucchini, like zucchini chips or something, and I would really, really like to try that. I do have a plan to make zucchini tacos by the end of the summer. I found a good recipe for that. But I would like to do lavender. I haven't quite accomplished lavender yet. It's my second year with dill. I did good. This is my third year with loofah. My first 2 years were pretty much an epic fail. They are growing well, and they're up on the trellis. And they're the little thing that has all the little things. I have those now, so it should be putting out some loofahs any day now. So, and I did, both years I did get like a little tiny loofah, but, nothing, long. So I wouldn't call that a success. Like, to me, once I get one that's like 8 inches long, 8 to 12 inches long, I'll consider that a success. Yeah, I like talking.
I'm sorry, what are loofahs? What are they?
Like that hard, spongy thing that you get, people use it for, I guess some people use it on their skin, but you can use it to wash dishes and stuff. That's actually a plant that you can grow, and it comes with comes with a hole on top of it, and then once it's dry, you pull off the hull, and inside of it is a loofah, and then you can cut that loofah and use it to wash dishes or clean your. Some people eat it too. See right here, they said they eat it. We eat loofah.
Wow,
I need to send you some seeds so you can try to grow it next year.
I guess so, because I've never heard of them.
It's my third year. Hopefully, I do good this year. I'm ornery that way. I'll just keep growing. This is my second year on ground cherries. The first year they didn't come up at all. This year I got 3, and they're just like clumped together. I was going to try to move 1 or 2 of them, but I decided they were doing so well, I was just going to leave them alone. So I did. Like loofahs, yeah, it's better. I don't even like those sponges you buy. I don't even use that. I either buy store-bought wash rag, dish rag things, or sometimes, like if I have an old T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
I'll just cut it and use that in the kitchen, or use it. A lot of times I use the not nice ones for cleaning. That way, if your pet does something disgusting, you can clean it and throw it away. So I have throwaway rags for that purpose, but sometimes I use them for cleaning too. But when I use them for cleaning, I will just wash them and use them again. But when I use them for pet stuff, I throw them away. Let's see, the Trombosini is taking over the garden. Is Trombosini, is that in the zucchini family or the squash family? I want to say it is, because it has the "ini" on the end. Trombosini. Thank you for coming in. I've got to run. We'll need to suit up for an oncoming bee swarm. Oh, that doesn't sound like fun.
No, it doesn't sound good.
Be careful. Be careful. 5 swarms this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I do. A lot of times I use them for cleaning. It tastes like zucchini, but it's like 3 feet long. Oh my gosh! Yeah,
That's long.
that is huge. That is huge.
Wow. Oh my word.
This is one of my zucchinis. I already used the other one for a different recipe. Usually when they're this big,
Mm-hmm.
I use them for like zucchini bread. But when they're the small, skinny new ones,
Mm-hmm.
I use those for frying because
Right.
the
Yeah.
other ones
Um,
are more tender, I think. So yeah,
That's a good
I have
one
like
right there.
yeah, I have lots of zucchini. So I am on the zucchini recipes right now. I need to get next week's video up. So every Friday I'm going to have a zucchini recipe premiering at 2:00. I'm going to put them all on a playlist. So if you're looking for recipes, I have butternut squash too. That's what you were just saying.
And butternut squash.
That sounds good. Matter of fact, I was going to make some butternut squash to go with our dinner tonight because I have 2 or 3 over there on the counter. I actually just took my friend apple pie. Sounds really good too.
Mm-hmm.
I just took squash, 3 different kinds of squash to my friend. I took her 2 zucchini, 1 yellow squash, and 1 butternut squash. Yeah. I did go into MI Gardener and look at their seeds. And they had some kind of a rare squash that I thought looked neat. So I put it in my cart. I don't know if I'll ever end up going back to buy the seeds I put in there, but I was having fun with it that night. I was like, ooh, I want this, I want this, I want this. So I have about $50 worth of seeds in there. Can't grow zucchini because of vine borers. They don't bother the Tramezzini. I watched a video. This really old guy. He's actually passed away now. But I watched him right after I watched Nicole Smith Gardening talking about the vine borers, and he said he grows his zucchini in pots because he can see the vine part. He can see all down there better than if you put it in the ground or in a raised bed. So, that might be something you could try, a pretty good sized pot, individually plant them. That way you can go down there and see easier. And you can go in there and scrape those little bugs off, where they laid their eggs. You can go in there. It'll be so much easier to scrape the little babies off of there if you can see the vines on the bottom. Like the way my beds are, there's nothing I can really do. I did take these yellow bowls out and put some dish soap in them and water, and that attracts vine borers and some other bad bugs. And I did that for a little while, but I got tired of it. But I mean, I've already gotten quite a harvest of zucchini. So if something happened to it now, I'll be like, okay, all right, we're good. We're good. I mean, give me another couple of weeks. I'll be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But, because hubby and I will be tired of it by then. Tried bugs. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah. After watching Nicole Smith's gardening video about the vine borers, I got nervous there for a while, and I said, girl, you got to calm down. You can't walk around and worry about every bug. You're gonna totally stress yourself out because this is supposed to be fun. So I just said, well, you've already harvested, I don't know how many, at least a dozen zucchini already, if not more. I think I had 9 plants. I have one that in a different area that I planted that actually looks yellow. So I'm trying to wonder why one of them looks yellow. Is it a different breed of zucchini, or is the soil in that area not as good as in the other area? Just curious. Vine borers, yes, they are a black and red insect. And they go and they lay their eggs on the vine, like toward the very bottom of the plant. There'll be little black eggs, and you're supposed to like scrape it off.
Oh.
But I mean, it's really a lot of work. And Nicole Smith Gardening has some stuff she was spraying on them, but I didn't have any of that stuff. So I just said, I'm on a wing and a prayer here. I'm on a wing and a prayer. I have actually quite a bit of spiders in my garden. I have some over by my pepper. For some reason, they like peppers. They're in 2 different areas where I have peppers. There is spiders. But I heard spiders are good in the garden because they get rid of bad bugs.
Mm.
No, I don't have any. I would use the neem oil spray. I don't have any. I kind of live in a small town, so I have sort of a small, selection.
Mm.
I don't remember seeing anything like that in our store. We do have like, like bone meal, perlite, vermiculite, some stuff like that. But I don't remember seeing neem oil in there. We're like a good hour away from a big city.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have a cage on my pepper, and that's where one of the spiders is. I decided to leave it because I thought, well, maybe it'll run off some of the bad bugs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to just work around it, even though I'm not a huge spider person. But anyway, maybe it's helping. I don't know. Hi, Alfonso. Did I say hi?
Well, I'm going to step down. Thank you for
Okay.
having me up, and
Yeah.
I will talk to you later.
All right. Bye,
All right.
LeeAnn. Thank you for coming up and chatting with me.
Thank
Bye.
you.
And then there was one. Hello, Maritza's Yarn and Crafts. How are you? I just thought I would mention again that I have my Christmas in July video pinned to the top of the chat if anybody wants to go in and enter my giveaway for that. And what we're going to do is in July, we're going to draw for a semifinalist, and that person will get a prize. And then we're going to send that name over to Dana at Dana's Wonderlust Crochet, and she's going to draw for a grand prize winner. And if you win the grand prize, you get a prize from every single channel that is in the collab. So far, there are 20 channels, but I think there's still another week or week and a half left of putting up videos. She has all those videos on one playlist, and her channel name is Dana's Wonderlust Crochet. She has a playlist of videos of all the giveaway videos. And I am going to do Fall Fest 22 giveaway. I have decided to do that. And I should have a little announcement video coming out in July. Virtual tractor Nope, I don't have any plans for hay rides. What it is it's a giveaway collaboration. All the channels that participate draw for a semifinalist and send it to me, and then I'll draw for the grand prize winner. The same way Dana's Wonderlust Crochet, the same way her collab is working, my collab works the same way. Thank you. Welcome in, Bam with Arthur Butler. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay. Okay, I'll be waiting for your phone call. I should be available pretty much all of this week, during the day, or even in the evening. Sometimes I'll turn my phone down a little bit in the evening because I'll be watching TV with hubby. Hello, Belt Loop Gardening. How are you? I was on your live the other day when all the excitement happened. I was like, whoa. That was Friday. I remember now. That happened to me one time too, but they didn't come up on the panel. They were just in the basement. Thank you for coming in, Creative Redundancy. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. That's cool. I understand. Yeah, we did a little Father's Day lunch, and then I'll be making dinner too. So I've actually fried up some fish, some crappie. That's what we had for lunch. Yeah, that sounds fun, Alfonso. That's cool. You should do that. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Hello, Molly. Pest Hunter's Best Catch. I remember I did go on your channel and watch a couple of your videos one day. You were in somebody's live. I can't remember who it was now, but I slept a couple of times since then. Just a few times. Tonight we're having pork chops and mashed potatoes. So, yes, I appreciate that, Nancy, you sharing out for me. Yeah. So Gary, was that person showing theirself, was that the actual person of that channel, or did somebody hack their account and do that? Or, like make up a channel name that looks like somebody, but it's really not them. Because I've heard of that happening too. The live ended pretty quickly after that. So I was like, oh yeah, he realizes what happened, and he wanted to finish the live. So yeah, I didn't have to do that on mine because they didn't actually come up. But I understand why you would maybe even delete it, possibly thinking YouTube would punish you for what that person did. But I don't know what decision you ended up making on that. But I figured you must have ended it for a reason. So that's probably what I would have done. The only reason I didn't end my live that day is because nobody saw anything except me. So crazy. Some crazy people out there. All you guys were just cracking up laughing. That's what happened when it happened to me. I was laughing. Nancy was laughing. It was funny. I think right after that happened is when I started putting all my lives as subscriber only. So that would never happen again. So now I have subscriber only on all my lives. So I guess if they want to stalk me, harass me, or whatever, they're going to have to do it ahead of time, or they're going to have to at least wait 5 minutes. Wait 5 minutes before they control me. Yeah, it seems like they go through phases where they'll do that, troll, or even do the flasher thing. Seems like they go through. I think mine was months. It was months ago. It might have even been last summer. I don't know. I don't remember when it was. Do you, Nancy? It was a while back. My biggest worry was that it was somebody I knew. It was like, I don't know why, but it was like, what if that was somebody I know on YouTube? That's what I was thinking. Who knows? Some weird people out there. Last year at this time. So apparently that is a summer thing. There you go. Who knew? I had no idea. I don't know. I do different things in the summer, barbecue, swim, garden, can things, preserve food, visit people, go to the fireworks. That one is not on my list. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to start sorting here in a minute. I have a weird sense of humor sometimes. I didn't even have my live pulled up for some reason. I usually do. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. I think a lot of it is they're creating an account under that person's name, but it's not really them. But I was waiting for that person to show their face before I pulled them up. And since they showed me something else, I decided, okay. And then I just kicked them out of the studio. And then, of course, my face turned about 5 shades of red. And yeah. Anyway, I guess if their point was to embarrass me, they accomplished that goal. I agree with that statement, though. They're impersonators. Yeah, that just seems to be happening to people. It's already happened to me, and that's when I started cracking down on the lives, being willy-nilly with the link, and also having it on subscriber-only mode. So I pretty much just have people in my chat that I trust. So that's that. But yeah, they can't subscribe and then harass me in about 5 minutes. They want to plan that far ahead, I guess. But then I'm sure my moderators would go in there and block them. So they would only get by with it once as far as trolls go. I think I had some trolls last summer too. So maybe it does have something to do with teenagers. Because right around the same time as that guy came into my backstage, right around that time, like about a week or two after that, was a pretty bad troll. I saw somebody P-bomb DJ's Cartoon Universe using my avatar and channel name. YouTube police. I tried to tell him it wasn't me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I would probably email that person and say, hey, that was not me. Somebody used my account. So I did have somebody use my account on Facebook and start friending my friends. So I put up a thing and I said, and I changed my avatar or changed my thing. And I was like, I'm very selective about who is on my Facebook. It is under my channel name, but I'm very selective. If it's channels I know and women, channels I trust and women, basically, because there's a lot of people just send you weird messages. So just to cut down on that, I do use it to promote my videos and other people's videos. So if you're one of my friends, I'm pretty selective about who I share on my Facebook, but some select videos, like some of these giveaway videos, I'll go and promote you on my Facebook and share out your video. But I have to know you pretty well to know you're not going to be sending me messages. Yeah, very immature people. I was there that night. Yes, you were. Yes, you were there. Yep, it was memorable. It seems like it wasn't even a year ago, but Nancy's saying it was a year ago. Goodness. Yeah, maybe it is a summer thing. Maybe it does have to do with these teenagers being out of school. They're bored, I guess. We used to, crank knock people or crank call people, or, we didn't do the kind of stuff they do now. We did stuff too, but it was milder versions. Anyway, it was never ever my idea to do any of that stuff. It was other people. I would just be like, okay, and I'd go follow them along and do whatever they were doing. But sometimes I didn't follow. It depends on what they were doing. Oh, you were at DJ's when it happened? Oh, you were at DJ's when it happened on Belt Loop 29? Because it was on Gary's channel. That's what I thought too, because I was on there. Yeah, I remember it happened right before my husband came home, and he came home and I told him what happened. I was like, guess what just happened? He's like, what? And he just laughed. That's the same reaction he had when it happened to me last year. I told him what happened, and he's like, and just started cracking up laughing. He thought it was funny. Oh, it wasn't on yours? Who? Oh, it was DJ that pulled that person up? Well, when y'all have those panels like that, I can't tell who's pulling up who. And it doesn't matter anyway. Whoever it was didn't know. You don't know. It had a different person's. He had a channel name you knew, but it wasn't that person. It was like Alfonso said, they were impersonating that person. Yeah, when you were a senior in high school. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Do a little more interacting before you bring them up. Yeah, I see that. Camping cage free. Welcome in. Oh, yeah. Well, I had it happen on my channel, but they were in the backstage. They never got brought up on the screen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Simply Jan sent you. That was nice of her. Oh, poor Jan. She hurt her back. Actually, when I was trying to take my dill out of the garden the other day, because it's already gone to seed, I was bending over cutting the dill, and the dill, it's like the stems are that big, so I had to really get my scissors in there. And I kept bending down to grab some more and cut them down low to where they would only be like 4 inches worth of stem left. And I tweaked my back. It hurt for that night. And then the next day it was a little sore, but not too bad. But yeah, you can just like that, you can got some seeds from you, I think. From me? Oh, were you in the seed? Were you in the IBG seed swap? Cage free, camping cage free. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Gary. Well, I wouldn't call it getting scammed. You're getting punked. You're getting punked like a joke, but it is kind of bad because I don't know. I don't know if YouTube would maybe punish you for what happened on your panel. So, but I make sure I see the person in their face in the backstage. So then if they do show something that people aren't supposed to see, I'm the only one seeing it, not everybody. Which is what happened that night. I was screening. When I saw that business, I said, okay, kicking you out. Oh, somebody tried it last night. Yeah. Yeah, we just all got to be real careful right now for that. Yeah, it happens more in the summer, Alfonso, so just be careful if you do a live. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube police, for being the 29th like. Ooh, yeah. Did you read that, Alfonso? People had their channels taken away from them. Yeah, I haven't. They didn't get up on my panel, so I have had to end my live abruptly before because somebody was on my panel talking about things I didn't want them to talk about. So you got to be careful who you pull up because, not only showing things they're not supposed to show, but saying things they're not supposed to say. So you have to know the person to know what's going to literally come out of their mouth too. Like, what happens if someone does something inappropriate after bringing them up on your panel? Well, that's what the YouTube police said, is that people have had their channels taken away from them because someone came up and decided to do a little flashing moment. So you got to be careful of that. You got to make sure you can see a face before you pull them up. And if you don't know them, you need to watch the face for a while to make sure it stays the face and not something else. But I'm just, yeah, I'm particular since that happened to me. But like I said, it only happened in the basement, not on my panel. Oh, well, yes, I would like to have my personal assistant that would be here at my beck and call to, film my videos and edit my videos and make my thumbnails for me and tell me what jokes to make and things to make things exciting. I want to have my whole production team ready for me at any given moment. Wouldn't that be nice? That's funny. Yeah. Well, I might do that one day. Just test it out and have it on subscriber only mode and just willy-nilly throw that link out and see how it works out. Because I haven't really done that since last year. Yeah. What's the point of having somebody else run your channel? Yeah. Well, you're like, we're just talking in a fantasy land where someone would be there always to set up your tripod perfectly and do your little edits. And then, that would be neat to have somebody that, in a way. Oh, in your YouTube studio, there is a place where you can go and block certain curse words. And I've done that. And because of trolls, I've actually thought of some little alternative curse words. So I'm going to see if I can find where that, it's not something I do very often. But there is a place. There is a place for that, Alfonso. I'll have to look, see if I can find it. If I can find where it's at for you, Alfonso, I might just make a little video tutorial and show you where it's at. But yeah, there's a place where you can block certain cuss words so that those words can't come up in your chat no matter what. That's what mods are for. Yep. Yep. Oops. You're the talent, but not the worker. Right? The Vineyard Chicks. I think it was KK. She said, you're like a talk show host, I'm like, what, a very redneck sounding talk show host? What are you talking about? But anyway, she said, you're so good with interviewing people and doing all that. I'm like, well, it doesn't come naturally. It took a while. I've been on YouTube almost 3 years. When you are a YouTube star like me, right? Oh, the audio form? No, you cannot protect someone's words. You just have to have a trust thing going with them. You cannot protect their words coming out of their mouth. You can only protect what they're typing. There's a place where you can protect that. Too lazy to be trolling. I know, that takes work. Trolling is work. Automated filters, yeah. I could find it real easy. I just, I'm one of those, I can't tell people how I do it. I just have to do it. I could tell them like while I'm doing it, but I can't just tell you from memory where everything is. But I can find it. I know where it's at. Oh, yeah. If you knew how to do that, okay, Alfonso, the YouTube police is saying you can bleep those places. I personally am not that good at editing, but if you were that smart, you can totally do that. I'm just not that smart. I would come a little closer to just taking the whole video down than I would that. Now, if you were someone working on watch hours, that'd be a pain in the butt. But since I'm already monetized, there's a problem, I just delete it. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, Alfonso. Ask the YouTube police. They're smarter than me. Yeah, I just know how to protect their physical typing words. I know where to go in and do that. Yeah. Yep, that's about like me. I did finally learn how to edit the middle of a video. So in my video program that I use, which is Video Guru, if there's a place I want to fix in the middle of a video, I'll listen